Hi, my name is Samantha Barnard, and today I will be answering questions on my club, the Beekeepers Club. And I've sorted the questions into um, under topics that are similar, so relating the questions to one another. And my friend is going to be helping me by asking the questions.
You have planned to hold your club location at East Campus. If East Campus does not work out, is there a place on City Campus that you would consider to meet at because some students would not travel to East Campus?
So my answer to this was no. Because East Campus deals with live organisms and agriculture, I believe that it would be the best place for the club to meet. And the university does give students bus passes. So you can get on the bus that could take you to from City Campus to East Campus and vice versa, back from East Campus to back to City Campus for free. So I don't really see that that would be a huge problem. So no.
Is there a certain price you would be planning to sell the honey to beat the other competitors?
Yeah, so honey prices vary greatly, like depending on the quality, the variety, and like even the location that you're trying to sell it at. So you could see like 1 pound jars priced at like $6 to $12 usually. So in order to make a profit but still maintain a competitive price, I would say that we're gonna try to do a starting price of $8 per 1 pound jar. But that number could change each year depending on inflation and whatever. So yeah.
Okay. And will there have to be a food handlers training or something along those lines due to the club selling edible honey?
So no, you actually do not need a food handler's permit in the state of Nebraska to sell non-refrigerated goods at farmers markets or just like roadside stands. Obviously, sterile techniques with the jarring will be taught, and a consistent use of gloves will be required, but there is no permit necessary. So no.
Okay, awesome. What will the funds profited from honey sales at the farmers market be used for specifically for the club?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, the profits that are made from the honey will contribute to the maintenance of the beehives, safety equipment such as gloves, jars to store the honey, T-shirts for the club, supplies to put on like fundraisers to raise more money. So there'll be a lot of factors that that money would go back into, but overall, it's for the club. So it'll be resources that the club needs.
That's amazing. Are there any safety concerns that would be prompted towards the students in the clubs or the bees?
Yes. So students with a bee or wasp allergy will not be allowed to participate in interacting with the actual organisms, even though the safety equipment should and when used properly would prevent someone from getting stung or touched by the organism. The club doesn't want to take that risk when it comes to someone's life on the line. So those students who are allergic will not be allowed to interact with the organisms. However, there are multiple roles and opportunities for people who are allergic to participate in, such as the marketing, the label design for the honey, multiple things like that, where you're not actually interacting with the bees. And then every student who is interacting with the live organisms will have to sign a waiver at the beginning of the club, just so that they show that they are aware that they are putting themselves at risk if they are not properly wearing their safety suits, gloves, and hats while interacting with the honeybees.
So, that's awesome. And will there be safety measures in place for students who want to join but may be allergic to bees?
Yes, so this is kind of along the lines of that last question. Students who are allergic but want to participate can on the marketing, economics, and logo design side of the club. Again, reiterating, instead of interacting with the actual organisms. So yes and no.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how will the organization deal with the liability of potential injuries that come with working with living species? Will they follow the university's guidelines?
So yes, the club would follow the university's guidelines, and as I previously stated, would all club members will have to sign a waiver before interacting with the honeybees. So yes.
Will there be a professional present, perhaps a staff member on East Campus, who will run the safety sessions?
Yeah, there for sure will be. So we will actually partner with multiple members of the Great Plain Master Beekeeping Program. And what that is it's a regional education program that spans the Midwest. And it partners with beekeeping organizations to bring education opportunities for both new and experienced beekeepers. So these staff members 100% know what they're talking about. They're trained individuals, and they themselves have kept hives for multiple years. So yes, there will be a safety trainer professional.
Right. Will these bees be kept in enclosures outside? If so, could this club continue through the winter?
So the bees will be located in beehives, which are outdoors. However, the club will continue during the winter. It will meet bi-weekly instead of weekly, so it cuts down on the time. And you would not be interacting with the live organisms during the winter. So this is where a lot of the marketing and business plans for selling the honey will come into play, and also as we'll get into later, like planning educational programs for local elementary schools and middle schools, and other educational opportunities like that. So yes.
Awesome. What does the club plan to do in the winter when the weather is cold and they can't meet outside? Are there other activities members will be able to take part in to ensure it's more than a few months long?
Yeah, so this is kind of what I was just talking about. So like members of the club will still be able to meet, and actually the end of winter fall season is going to be mostly where the training session is coming in. So how to properly take care of the honeybees, how to properly collect honey, how to properly wear your safety suit, like that. So a large majority of the winter month will be responsible for safety. And then also taking what you learn from that safety training and from the basic bee biology to creating educational programs that like you would want to share your experience and stuff with the local schools around campus. So yes, that's where a lot of that planning will go during those months.
Awesome. If the club is located outdoors, how will the bees survive the winter? Will there be something like a greenhouse where they can stay, or?
So that's a really good question. Bees, it depends on the species of bees, but honeybees specifically can survive the winter. Obviously, their hive depletes the numbers. I believe it's the like tracker bees, like they all leave and die. So mainly it's just the queen and like necessary worker bees that protect her, keep her warm, and they survive off some of the honey that they produce during the spring seasons. So honeybees can actually live outside during the winter. So they will be good on their own. The queen stops laying eggs late in fall, early winter, since the food is limited. So obviously we will not be interacting with the organisms during the winter month, but they are good to go. They will survive on their own. So that's awesome.
Will there be a hierarchy structure to the club, like a president, financial officer? How will these members be elected?
So this is a really good future potential question. Honestly, in my eyes, it would have to depend on the actual number of people participating. But I would assume in my own short-term goal, I would want there to be a president for marketing, a president for design, a president for organism like interaction, and a president for the education side of things. So 4 total presidents. And maybe depending on the number, they could be vice presidents, treasurer. Oh, treasurer should also be one of the top ones for dealing with the money.
For sure.
So yeah, I would, that's a maybe, but I would personally love for that to happen. And I think it would be very beneficial and productive.
It's good to hear. Will this club do we have like any community outreach, like visiting schools, teaching students about bees, pollination, anything like that?
Yes, I love that comment. So for sure, students will work on creating a program yearly, every year making a new one, based off of what they learned during the spring and fall, and then they will present the program during early spring. So that they will make the program during winter, and then they will start presenting it before, like in January, February, March, early March, before the bees interaction restarts.
Right.
So yes.
How do you plan to get other students interested in this club? Will you target like certain majors, colleges, anything like that?
Yes, so the certain majors that I am targeting are business majors, in terms of the selling, economic part, designing, marketing. So that could be ad PR majors as well as business majors. And then science obviously will go along with the like animal science, biology, chemistry, physics are all targeted, and the sustainability majors. So we're talking about like environmental sustainability. So yeah, definitely specific majors are targeted, and communication majors for the outreach side of things and talking to the community. It would be a great public speaking opportunity. And also this would also be something that is a dream that could be more developed in the future, but there could be a potential for class credit, maybe working with all the business colleges and the arts and sciences colleges to potentially get some class credit for this club. So that would be amazing. That's a future goal.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
How many members are you expecting to be at this East Campus location?
I'm expecting there to be 20 initially, but I am expecting that number to grow each year. So I am pretty hopeful on the interest and how many aspects there are of the club. Like you don't specifically have to want to interact with the bees, and that's fine. You could still be a part of the club and be a huge resource and a huge help without having to do anything like that. So yeah, I think there's a lot of room for growth.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Will members be fully equipped with the skills to be able to go out to like a local elementary school or other similar locations to speak about what they do and how they do it?
Yes, for sure. So during the winter, when there is less to do, quote, we will have guest speakers come in and speak on public speaking, how to give educational programs, how to make programs interesting. We'll have members of the Beekeeper Midwest community come out and speak as well about how their local hives are going and how bees are so impactful on our environment. So there will be lots of guest speakers that are going to range from communication skills to environmental facts, and also to like sales techniques, marketing techniques. So yes, I do plan on having lots of speakers come in.
Okay.
Professionals, yes.
And what resources will be used to demonstrate the environmental impact saving the bees will have?
Yes. So that's a really good question. Obviously, at the beginning, before anyone is allowed to interact with the live organisms, they will have to go through basic bee biology, some basic biology that pertains to the club. And in doing so, the relationship between bees and the environment will be enlightened, and that should demonstrate the environmental impact. But there are also lots of statistics and facts that will be presented to the students from reputable sources such as NASA, and will show graphs and charts about how significant and impactful bees play on not only our cultural but societal environment. So
yeah, for sure. And I know we touched base on this a bit before.
Yeah.
But is this club more aimed towards science and environment, like environmental / like sustainability majors, or would business and marketing majors be? See what I did there?
Yeah.
Included, like with costs and profits and advertising, stuff like that.
Yes. So yeah, I kind of answered this earlier, but it would for sure be aimed at multiple majors, including the business aspect of the situation. So yeah, no, I'm really excited for everyone to get involved. And I think it's a great opportunity for business majors to see, you know, get that biology training and to actually interact with a live organism. So it'd be amazing. But also, again, at the same time, for science majors to maybe see how, you know, how marketing and economics planning can really affect how much profit you do make, and how you can get the word out there and how you can get business. So I think it's a really great opportunity for, you know, maybe people who don't know as much about certain subjects to kind of interact and share what they've learned while here at the university. So I'm really excited for that collaboration.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your time.
Yes. Thank you for asking me the questions.
Yeah, good luck.
Yes. Thank you. That's it. Thanks.